Hello, my name is Shauna. I'm the creator of Neo-Feminine Astrology. I'm a meditation teacher, I do astrological counseling, and I facilitate creativity workshops. If you would like to book a reading with me, or if you want to know more about my online classes, you can go to my website, neofeminineastrology.com. So I'm excited to share with you the vibe of this week and to share with you a few tips on how to harness this energy so that you can have an amazing week. So this week it's all about innovation, and this is it's a very electric week for you to connect with yourself at a deeper level. The first thing that I really want you to know, to mark on your calendar, is we have a new moon in Aquarius. And this is happening on Friday the 27th. It's exact at approximately 4:07 p.m. Pacific time. And it's at 8 degrees of Aquarius. So what does this mean? New moon is a time of beginnings. It's a time of planting the seed. And I think there's this misconception that you need to literally start something when there's a new moon, and that's not necessarily the case. When there's a new moon, you actually literally cannot see the new moon. It's dark. And so from our perspective, at least on Earth, it's dark in the sky. And so this is a metaphor, this is a symbol for your emotional nature, for your intuition, and where you are in your life at more of a heart level, at an energetic level. So what this means in practical terms is that it's a time when your energy is drawn inward and in an Aquarian kind of way. So this is a great time for visioning something that it is that you want to create. It doesn't mean that you need to literally create the thing on the new moon, but it's more about that spark happening on the new moon. And there's ways that you can facilitate that, and I'll share those with you in the tips. But the vibe of Aquarius is all about innovation and freedom and vision and being unique. Aquarius is all about going against the grain. Aquarian people, typically, if you tell them that they have to do something a certain way, or that this is the way it's done, or this is the norm, they typically do the exact opposite, just to make a point. And so this is because Aquarius is about individuality. It's about individuation. And Aquarius energy encourages you to explore these ways in which you are 100%, 1000% unique. And that there's something that you're meant to do in this world just by living your life that is unique to you, that no one else can do. Like, that's why you were born, because there is no other person that can do the things that you are here to do in this world. And so with this new moon on Friday, on the 27th, you have an opportunity to connect with that and to explore those things that help you to embody the energy that you are, that's unique. So that is one element to pay attention to. And so that is on Friday, but it's a lunar cycle, so it's a month-long exploration of that kind of energy. The other thing that's happening this week is we have Venus making a square with Saturn. And this is actually a really beautiful energy. Venus is the planet that represents love and money and relationships and your values. It's also related to what you find pleasurable, what soothes you at a deep level. And Saturn is related to structure, it's related to building. Saturn helps you to make something real. And so this week, it may be an interesting time to look at what it is that you're building. And of course, many people see Venus often as relationships, but it's a lot deeper than that. It's really about what it is that you value. And then this transcends to all of those material things. What you value is filters down to how it is that you make your money. It filters down to the relationships that you have. It filters down to the things that you surround yourself, that you value, that you find pleasurable. And so these two coming together, this is a theme of creating the reality that you find pleasurable, valuable, and enjoyable. in whatever way that you do that, whether you do that through the way that you make your money, or the home that you have, the things that you own, or the relationships that you have. And so it would be interesting for you to look back on, because everything's in a cycle, right? So this is Venus squaring Saturn. The beginning of this cycle was when Venus and Saturn were together, when they were conjunct. And this happened late October 2016. So around this past Halloween, Saturn and Sagittarius were conjunct, or Saturn and Venus were conjunct in Sagittarius. And so these two coming together, there was like this call to you at that point in time in October last year to build what it is that you value, to create in your life, to create a life for yourself that you really value and that you find pleasurable. And this was in Sagittarius, so it was in this vibe of what brings meaning to you as well, like what is true to you, and maybe having this higher vision. So that was like the beginning. That was maybe where something ended and you had this new vision of what it is that you want to build. And so it's kind of like a clock, like noon is when there's the conjunction, and then there's squares at 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock. And so now we're like at the 9 o'clock position. So there may be this time where there's like reevaluation or things shift, or it's just this idea that you had for yourself around that time is brought up into your awareness once more so that you can remember it. So I would just pay attention to that how that is feeling for you this week. So I have 2 tips for you to harness this energy. The first tip is really true to both of these themes of the Venusian energy and Aquarian energy. The first tip is to make a list of all of the things that you really wanted to explore. Hobbies that you wanted to pursue, interests, things that you've wanted to research. Make a list of all of the things, and then especially like the things that like you're like like they don't feel super important, but there's like this compulsion to investigate it. And then pick one of those things this week to at least to explore. And this is because there is something unique that you need to investigate this week. And it might be like wanting to learn about photography, or wanting to go hiking more often, or like wanting to investigate like a new nutritional kind of application or something like that. Whatever it is, check it out and investigate it this week. And even if that's not the thing that you end up moving towards, maybe it'll give you an idea for something. And especially sweet to do this on Friday too with the new moon. You may get some insights. So that's tip number 1. Explore something that you've really been feeling called towards, especially if it's something that you've been putting off because it doesn't seem like practical or useful or whatever. It doesn't have to be practical or useful. Sometimes those things indirectly provide you the most inspiration. So the second tip this week is to connect with people who share your values. And this is very much related to the Saturn and Venus energy because, and also Aquarius as well, because the shadow side of Aquarius is isolation and being aloof and feeling disengaged from other people. And this shadow can happen when you're not being true to yourself, and then you feel disconnected from yourself, and then you feel disconnected from other people. This is why meditation is so great, because when you meditate, you connect to yourself, and then when you're more connected to yourself, you feel more connected to other people. It's really crazy. I don't know how it works exactly, but it works. So the same is true with connecting with people that share your values, because when you connect with those people, then you feel that sense of camaraderie, you feel that sense of intimacy and that sense of community. Versus if you're just like, whatever, anyone can come into my life, and you're not intentional about this week, you may start to feel that sense of separation. And so I just want you to notice, if you do feel that, like when you notice it, maybe there's a certain trigger and that kind of thing. But as much as you can, plan to surround yourself with these people that really share your values, share they value the things that you value. And yeah, so that is tip number 2. So that's your weekly horoscope. I hope you have an amazing week. If you would like to go into these themes deeper, or if you have some things that you're trying to figure out, some decisions that you need to make to move forward over the next few months, book an astrology reading with me. I'll have information below, or you can go to my website, neofeminineastrology.com. I'll have information there on how to book an astrology reading with me and about my other online courses as well. I'm wishing you an amazing week, and I will talk to you soon. Namaste. Mwah.